May I now request Dr. Anita Panda to install Quresh Maskati formally as the President of AIOS. Dr. Quresh. Let's all give a very big applause. Dr. Quresh Maskati, the President of AIOS. May I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Manpal Singh, to honor Dr. Quresh Maskati by presenting him Dr. K.R. Datta Memento and a memento on behalf of all of us, that is on behalf of AIOS. I'll request Shri Manpal Singh to please do the honors. Let's all again give a huge round of applause to very honorable moment for Dr. Quresh Maskati and the entire Maskati family. Another memento to be presented on behalf of AIOS. Again, request for another round of applause for Dr. Quresh Maskati, Honorable President of AIOS now. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I, on behalf of office bearers, members of Managing Committee, and all of you, welcome and request our new President, Dr. Quresh Maskati, to please come and deliver his presidential address.
Thank you, Lalit. Dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries off the dais, and my beloved members of the All India Ophthalmological Society. When Lalit asked me to speak, I asked him whether it's the usual presidential speech, which can go on for hours, with a book given to you to read for time pass while the president drones on. He said, no, it's going to be restricted to just a few minutes. You realize from the pictures that I put up there that once I have the mic in my hand, my mouth is never closed. So when I'm given the mic, it's a deadly disease that I suffer from. I don't generally stop speaking. But we'll try and cut it down. Dr. Ramamurthy said that every second slide has to be a financial disclosure slide. Give me time. It's been only a few minutes since I've taken over. So at the moment, no financial disclosures. I recognize the presence of most of my family here. In the picture there that you see, my daughter Shaista, myself, my son-in-law Gautam, my mother who passed away just on the eve of Diwali, 31st October, my married daughter Marzia, my father who is unfortunately not well and cannot be with us, and my one and only wife, Sajida. I say this because lots of allegations have been flying thick and fast that I travel so much because I have a wife in every port. What do I say? The one person that I miss the most here is Dr. B.T. Maskati, who's been my mentor, my friend, my father. Born in 25/11/25 at the sprightly age of 89. At the moment, he's seeing patients in Mumbai. His heart is here with us. Unfortunately, he's recovering from a lung infection. And I thought he would be watching this ceremony through all our high-tech stuff, but I realized that there is no Wi-Fi here. So he will only watch this when Lalit is kind enough to give us a video of the event at home. Whatever I am today, whatever I stand before you today, including the choice of dress that I'm wearing just now is all due to Dr. B.T. Maskati. I owe everything to him. We are live on net? On the AIOS? Gautam, can you, we are live on the web. Can you somehow inform at Bombay? Thank you so much. That's my son-in-law, tech savvy. I salute right in the beginning all our past presidents. I request each of them present here to be seated. No past president to rise. I request them to be recognized by volunteers. I request Samar Basak to just tell the volunteers who the past presidents as I read out. Dr. Daljit Singh. Can I recognize all of them with a rose? Dr. Satsangi, can you organize the roses? Can you take the bowl of roses from here, Samar? Yeah. Dr. Daljit Singh, Dr. Tiwari, Dr. Kek, it's no particular order. Dr. Keki Mehta. Dr. Babu Rajendran. Babu, don't stand. Samar, Dr. Tiwari is just here. Dr. Babu Rajendran. Dr. Rajvardhan Azad. That side. Dr. T.P. Das behind him. Dr. Ashok Grover. Dr. N.S.D. Raju. Samar has had his evening walk. I request the audience please to give them a standing ovation. These past presidents are the ones who have given precious years of their lives in the service of our AIOS to bring AIOS to its present dizzy heights. As the society, please be seated. As the society with the largest number of life members in the world. That's a picture of Babu as a representational purpose only. Every president has a thrust area. I am basically a cornea and refractive surgeon, as has been alluded to. I enjoy doing strabismus squints. But I recognize that India is being overtaken by an epidemic of diabetes, and we are fast becoming the diabetic center of the world. I have a single thrust area, and that's to increase awareness amongst the diabetic population and their caregivers that diabetes can cause blindness. The AIOS will involve the government, the NGOs, the corporate citizens in this drive. We will drive more diabetics to your eye clinics all across the country, where I am confident that every single member of the AIOS will educate them on their need to come back to them again and again. We will have a dedicated diabetes week with maximum participation from all the AIOS members, where we will examine free of charge only diabetic patients, depending on where you are, with dilated pupils, with direct ophthalmoscopes, indirect ophthalmoscopes, fundus cameras, telemedicine, or whatever means. But there'll be a week dedicated where every AIOS member who wishes to help. We'll tie up with Lions, Rotary, NGOs, corporate, everybody. And we'll see to it that diabetes is there in the minds of every diabetic that he needs to see an eye doctor. We will involve the managing committee members from each state to stage these mega events in one or more towns and cities in their states simultaneously in that week, which will give a big boost to our PR effort with free media coverage. A committee headed by past President Dr. Rajvardhan Azad is already working out the details. AIOS certificates of appreciation worthy of being hung up in your clinics will be given to all AIOS members who donate their time and skills during that week. There will be changes in the AIOS. We will complete the headquarters. You saw the exterior, which is looking great. We'll now look at the interiors, its furniture, fixtures. We'll start multiple activities like webinars, creating content for teaching programs. We'll locate the offices of the journal, the proceedings in the headquarters. We shall drastically increase the paid staff of the AIOS to serve the members better. We will try our best to decrease our carbon footprint wherever possible using electronic media. What are the changes I request from members? Number one, do not accept mediocrity from the AIOS. Too long have our members sat at home and said, what can be done? We are slowly moving forward. Demand better. Your AIOS is fully capable of giving it to you, and it will give it to you. So demand what you want from the AIOS. It's your organization. Voice your opinion by emails. I promise a reply within 48 hours to every email received by the AIOS office. And I can say that from both the candidates who are standing here, who are with us today. If the reply is not received, send me an email. I promise a reply from the President's office within 24 hours, or you get a pizza free. I request you to come to the general body and ask questions. Don't use social media like the Facebook to ask questions, to question the veracity of your office bearers, to question their truthfulness, their integrity. It's not right, because Facebook is read by everyone and everyone. It goes all over the world even before the office bearer has a chance to reply. So if you have a problem with any of your office bearers, come, send an email to them, send an email to me, come to the general body, ask every question that you want. It will always be answered. Register your cell numbers. Encourage senior members around you to get an email ID of their own and a mobile number and register them with the AIOS. We want to decrease our carbon footprint. I'm extremely serious about this. Plus, when we want to make breaking news to tell you that a particular batch of Ringer lactate is contaminated, it's so much faster to send it by an email or by an SMS. This year, as you know, we established a world record in e-voting. Almost 6,500 of you have voted online. Let's now establish another record in getting more members accessible by email and by cell numbers. Rest assured, the AIOS will respect your privacy. Your cell numbers will be used for important messages like contaminated eye drops, etc. It will never ever be given to a pharmaceutical company or somebody. It will never be sold from the AIOS so that you get junk calls. You will get junk calls only from candidates every 3 years. The AIOS and the trade. This year, I am happy to report that we have a full house in our official trade area. I urge all AIOS members to visit the official trade area. You have got 4 large halls with 176 stalls. Every stall is sold out. We have tried hard to give in to the legitimate demands of the trade. However, the attempt to ride piggyback on our AIOS conference by luring our delegates with lollipops without paying a paisa to the AIOS must be resisted, and I urge every one of you here to resist those lollipops and to visit the AIOS trade. There is a legitimate problem that our costs are getting out of hand. We will attempt to cut costs wherever possible, and we will try to lessen our dependence on trade with time. Our Trade Relations Committee this year will be headed by a senior past president who will ensure that the current scenario is not repeated. We'll try and bring everyone on board. But for this year, I request you to patronize the official trade exhibition in the JP halls 1, 2, 3, and 4. A word of advice from a guy with a white beard. That's me. We live in difficult times with the insurance companies trying to dictate terms to us. Please don't make it worse by running down colleagues to increase your practice. It doesn't work in the long term. If you are young, those of you who are young here and starting practice, I urge you to consider group practice very seriously. Our incoming president after me, President-elect Dr. Debashish, is a living example of how group practice can work. If you are already in established practice, consider sharing of resources, equipment, operation theatres, lasers to lessen individual financial burdens, especially if you are in a small town. Why should there be 3 lasers or 4 lasers in a small town? Have 1 laser and have everyone who wants to use it come on board, pay rent and use the laser. You could buy it together, or one person could buy it and let others use it. Use operation theaters. At my place, I have 3 operating theaters. They're being used by 8 eye surgeons from around the area. Everyone uses it. Why reinvent the wheel? So please try and work in a more collegial atmosphere with your colleagues. It helps all of us. Most important, do not undervalue yourself. Never lose your self-esteem. The crumpled note story is that of a professor who crumpled a 100-rupee note and then stamped on it on the ground. Then he opened the tap and made it soggy wet. Then he took it out on the street and had a car run over it. And then he told his students, now use this note to go and buy something from the department store. And they could easily do that because the intrinsic worth of the note was still there. Similar it is with you and your self-esteem. Your professors may run you down. They may call you blooming idiots, that you'll never make it in life as an ophthalmologist. Your colleagues may run you down. But if you have your own self-belief, belief in yourself that you will make it, you will make it. Nobody can take away that self-esteem from you. So the crumpled note story is that no matter how crumpled or bad the note, it still works. Keep your self-esteem with you in times of crisis. You will come out stronger. Market yourself and your skills. Charge patients for your services. No insurance company can dispute your fees. Don't overmarket the machines that you own. Sooner or later, your neighbor will acquire a new, shinier one, and you will have nothing left to market. But if you've marketed your skills, that you are so-and-so, and you do the best whatever oculoplasty, or you do the best glaucoma surgery, or whatever it is that you do, they will still come to you whether you own that machine or don't own a machine. At my clinic, 80% of my patients have no idea what IOL is being put into their eye until they get the sticker at the end of the surgery. They don't know whether I've done it by extracapsular or I've done it by SICS or by phaco. It's never discussed. They come to me for cataract. Doctor, you will do the best for me. I will do the best for you. That's an extreme, but we can work towards that area. To conclude, your president is proud of being at the helm of the best ophthalmic society in the world. I urge you to be equally proud. Your president wants you to claim ownership of your society and participate in its activities. Your president asks you to remain united and visit only the official trade area. I request you to participate in the drive to increase awareness that diabetes can cause blindness. Details of how you can help will be conveyed to every one of you shortly. Your president requests you to work for yourself and not for companies. Tom your skills, not that of machines and IOLs. I am with you in the service of AIOS. I thank you for your attention. Long live AIOS. The last picture was because I too wish to live long and happily married, hence the compulsory insertion of that picture. Thank you.